good morning, evening, whichever day it is for you. We are now in Fox's Den, my wonderful kitchen. Over here, over this way, you will see that's just a little itty bitty thing that you call a kitchen. But, you can do an awful lot of stuff if you got the right stuff. Alright, now over here, right over there, that is my bread maker. And I'm about to make some pizza dough. And I'm going to show some folks, if you wish to watch, how to make it. I'll make this as quick as I can. This should be pretty easy. Easy basics. And here we go. Alright. First thing. You need your oil. Okay. You have any kind of oil is good, but extra virgin oil works very well, especially for pizza dough. Works very good. Flour. The sugar. Up here we have your salt. Basics, like I said, the basics. You'll need your water. And sorry everybody, somebody who wants a little bit of attention would be my little wonderful kitty friend, my little baby here. She's right over there. That is Charm. She likes to be the helper during cooking, so she will most likely be talking in this one, and we will talk between each other. Then again, you never know. Alright, anyhow, back to business. Okay. Now, since it's a bread maker, you can use their dough, which works quite well, and I have decided to go with theirs because it does work quite well. And if we go to the right one here, because let's see, the pizza dough. What do you know? Look at that. Right here, what do you know? The pizza dough. Whoops, there we go. The pizza dough. Wonderful stuff. Good for you. Oh yeah, one more thing that you must have. Something that's important. You must have your yeast. I like to use the active dry yeast because it works very well. Red Star seems to do very good with their company. Even this stuff up here I've got, this came from a cheaper area. This is from Baker's Corner. I guess you want to call that, if you really want to call that. That's what it is. in here. I can make a 2-pound loaf. So we're going to make a 2-pound loaf. Gotta watch how much water and how much heat goes in because both are very important. I don't, they say they don't want you to use just tap water, but it works too. This one asks for 1.5 and 3 tables. My other son, oh, you can barely see me. How about this? Ah, you can see me. Here we go. These. Alright. Let's see here if I can find the right one now. I gotta turn that back on. Back on. On, I say. Thank you. Okay, 1. Okay. 2, and 3. Okay, now 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons. But since it also asks 2 tablespoons of sugar, we're going to use this first. And for those of you who are worrying, yes, I'm going to cut this down so it doesn't take so long. Okay, so 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. Now, yeast likes sugar, so that's why you add that the very last. And the olive oil. Here. Okay, and it wants a whole tablespoon of salt. No, excuse me. Teaspoon, not a tablespoon. 2. And just in case you're wondering why I'm counting, this is a 1/2 teaspoon, so I would need 2. Okay, and it wants 4.5 cups of flour. So we bring the Big Mama. This is something that I was fortunate to get these from I believe I got the set of these from my mother-in-law, I believe. So, hey, it was definitely a thank you. Alright. Now that one is 4 cups, so you can fit. So, what you want to do with this, you want to tap it down. Something that's not that loud, but you want to tap it down nice and easy, so you can get a good reading as to how much is actually in there. Okay. Now here's 4. Nice, easy. Put them in. Make sure that it covers for your. If you have a bread like mine, you want to make sure that it covers the whole area, so the yeast doesn't get into the water or the sugar. Not when it's needed yet. And 1/2. And 1/2. There we go. And now bring the yeastises. Yes, I say it that way because I just like to make fun with it. That's all. Okay. The yeastises, you gotta wake them up. Shake them up. You gotta shake them up. Make sure that they're wide awake. Ready to go. Alright. There we go. Plus it'll help so they don't all fall in when you don't want them to. Alright. Across the top. Now with this one's a little weird. Well, different, I should say. A full teaspoon, that's fine. This one is actually 2. So, yes. I wanted to make sure that that's the whole thing, because the size matters. Believe it or not, yeast, it does matter. Okay. There it goes. Everything where it belongs. That's where it belongs. Put these that aren't we going to use right now. And like I said, remember, Red Star, folks, really is that better. Honest. Okay. Now what you want to do with this, you want to tap this down. You want to tap this down. Make sure that everything is even. So you can see. Let's see here. So you can see. That's how it looks right now. Okay. And I can't bring the camera as much as I'd like to over to show what it actually looks like at that point where we are over here. I can fix this little camera. There we go. Alright. Now, open it. Pop this in. Close it. Set it. Make sure everything's set. And you turn it on. And you let her go. And I will see you guys in a little bit. Oh yes, that'll be about an hour and 20 minutes. And welcome back, everybody. So we have everything all done. Well, sort of. Sort of. Here we have the first set. This is what it looks like inside of here. And I forgot something. Flour. There we go. Full size sheet. It's kind of important. This out of the way for the moment. Y'all can see. You want to have your olive oil. You want to have your oil and your flour for other things. For this, it's just the oil. This is why I like using these. They're really easy. They work out quite well. Punch down. Sure. It's tighter than it. But there we go. Alright. Okay. And this will be very easy to clean off, so all it'll need is just a rinse or a wash. Pick one. It'll work. Alright. Now, I know some people like to use dough this type to throw. I haven't learned to do that yet. So, We're not going that way. You add the oil along the dough. Makes it easier to move it so it doesn't stay all stuck together, because the yeast have done a lot of work while it was in there. Plus, it'll make it easier when you have to use the actual dough as a cook, and when you cook the dough as your pizza. Okay, now with this one, you can punch it down, bring it, punch it down. You'll get the pops and the little itty bitty pops. That's normal. And you want to do this, have it out. Nice and wide it. Since this is going to be where it's going to cook, I'm going to want to have it as a wide area. Now if you can only smell it, you would understand why it's better to do it home than to order from pizza, on a pizza place. You spread this out, you push down, turn it this way, pull it to a different direction. It'll deal with the dough. And since this is a 2-pound loaf, there's quite a bit of room to work with. So, do this one more time and we flip it back over. We're going to get it and pull it out a little from the edges and the corners. Have it side. Gotta be careful. It will tear. It's alright because it will go back. It will congeal back together. That's the way the yeast does for you. And it says, oh boy, more. Okay. One more, and see, like this. It tears. That's fine. You can actually just fold that back in. And it'll just grab right back where it was. Okay, now with the oven, with this, we want this particular one. We actually want to have this one at 475. Or, my bad, 450 for this one. Now, if you're lucky that you have gas as your oven, that's wonderful. It works so much better. Excuse me a moment. I'm getting the cheese and the toppings. Okay. So here we have shredded mozzarella. Mind you, uh, I normally would have gotten a regular one, but this is cheaper, so I had to go this way. Now, when you put your cheese on there, if you don't have any of your sauce, you can make sauce. You can use different kinds of cheese as your dough or as your sauce. You can use real tomatoes, just straight tomatoes. You can use your toppings, which this time is going to be pizza or pepperoni. That's a little bit heavy. You don't want to use that for this type of pizza. Right now I'm just going to use ricotta, which is right here. Ricotta. Very good stuff. Good for you. Another good stuff for you. Again, you want to remember to have your olive oil to make sure that everything can stick together, plus it can move around. I mean, it won't, when you take it out of the oven or wherever you're cooking it, makes it easier. I decided to make this one different. Fun. Oh well, the magic of a knife. Wata! Now here, this is a ricotta. This is what ricotta actually looks like when you get it. It almost looks like it hasn't even been opened. But this is normal. When you take it out, you can take it up like so and take it apart like this. It works better. It's not the easiest cheese in the world, but believe me, it is very good. And another thing, always keep track of your yeast, your dough, because your yeast will still rise. It will try to rise. So you want to do this as quickly as you can. Yep. Maur? See, I told you she was gonna talk, didn't I? Maur. Maur? See? Maur? 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 You gonna talk? You gonna talk to the camera? You just gonna say hi to the camera? Oh, okay. You sure? Because Daddy's gotta make dinner. Yeah. Nah, I told you that's where you were gonna talk. Anyhow, back to putting this together. You want to put your toppings on first. After you have put down as your sauce for any type, depends on what kind of pizza you want to make. It could be for anybody. You can have it the sauce on the top. You can have the sauce underneath your toppings. Go either way.
Pretty blue eyes. I have blue eyes.
Well, Charma's trying to get to it. Okay, so I'm putting the pizza on, the pepperoni on. Already sliced, that kind of stuff. I would like using fresh, but again, money can only go so far.
Awesome. Or Sunday to fix the bill. I figured I would ask him. And some of my brothers.
Now another thing that is a good thing to do while you're doing this is, since I'm putting this together, my oven is heating up. So that will it'll slow that down a little bit, or instead of slowing me down. Now I'm going to use provolone along the top. Again, another one that's one of the cheaper ones, but hey, like I said, money only goes so far, but it's good.
Oh.
Alright, and now you can add a little extra pepperoni inside. Now you can use garlic, you can use all sorts of things along there. And like I said, this is a full-size, full sheet pizza. It's going to be a little cockeyed, but that's fine. Just as long as everything tastes good, right? Okay. Now we put the mozzarella. Now, I know a lot of people like to use the Parmesan on this, but believe me, with this type of pizza, there's enough. You don't need extra cheese. Okay. Okay. Now this is what it has become. It's kind of hard to see everything. There is quite a bit there. And now, you take this and into the oven for 25 minutes to half hour. And you're ready to go. Okay, everybody. And I will show you everybody else as soon as it's done, from the beginning to what it comes to. Alright, everybody. I will be back in a moment. Okay, everybody. Everyone who's watching, here we go. The pizza. Now, mind you, you gotta remember this is homemade, so it does look a little different than the stuff that you would get at a store or from your pizza shop. Turn this off. Yes, I have my mitts on. Don't want my paws getting burned. Alright, up and out she goes. And we let her set because this is what it has become on the outside. Now, I gotta let it set for probably about 5 minutes. Turn off my alarm, already done. We use this again. Now, just for help, I'm going to pause this again. And by the way, that was about 25 minutes. Well, actually, no, that one was 30 minutes because that one's a larger pizza. So, I'm going to pause this again. And in about 5 minutes, I will be with you and I will show you what the inside looks like.